Welcome back, traders. Today's video or today's content on XAGUSD, aka silver. We're going to be looking at opportunities that may present itself this week and how best I plan on positioning myself if I am to trade silver. And obviously just follow along, see what I have to say, and if everything I'm saying is making sense, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. That would be greatly appreciated. So with all of that said and done, we're just going to get straight into it, right? So the vibe that I'm going off, just based on what I'm seeing here right now, okay, is that I'm running off the assumption that there is a possibility that we could get a price rejection in this area right here. Okay, that's what I'm running off right now, that there's a possibility we could get a price rejection of this area right here. At worst case scenario, I would say we might have a wick go somewhere to this level right here, which will be around, let me just get my thing on there, which would be around $32.77, right? $32.77. So I reckon that at some point we may get price come into this zone. As we're looking at this right now, okay, according to the candle that we're seeing, right, we do have a bullish momentum pushing up right now, okay? And the low value node area that I've just marked out, okay, price is in there right now, okay? So the question is it going to push up and reach up to this level right here, which would be the point of control? And that level we're looking at is 32.88, okay? So could it go to this zone right here? Let me just show you the zone I'm talking about, this zone right here. Or will it bounce off this low value node area and then begin to push downwards? Now, as it stands, if I put a trend line on this right now, okay, we should see that obviously at this point we're getting lower lows, right? We are getting lower lows right now in regards to this area right here. So we have a lower low, well, we have a lower high here, which is then preceded by a lower low over here, which is then also preceded by a lower low down here, then preceded by a higher low up here. Okay, so the probability of silver pushing all the way up to the upside, in my opinion, is quite high. But at the same time, I want to see what takes place in this area right here. This is the main area of concern for me. So based off that, this is where patience needs to be exercised, in my opinion. This is where I think you kind of want to be a little bit patient in terms of what you do and how you do it. So the main focal point for me, based on what I'm seeing right now, would be based on two things, okay? If we get a close, and this is just things happening right now, okay? If we get a close above this previous wick over here, so that would be this area right here, okay? I'm not going to be too bothered, because main thing is I will be considering saying taking buys from up here, but at the same time I would wait. Okay, I would wait because I want this zone here taken out first. Sorry, I did not even mean to do that. I would want this zone taken out here first. This zone right here, I would want that taken out first. Once that is taken out, then I will wait for some kind of pullback at this level right here, which is the low value zone. So let me just put a little label on that. So that would be 32.63. So that is after we've had the close above this level right here, which is 32.77. This is the level that I'm referencing, right? So after you've had a close at this level, I would expect some type of a retest. I would expect that to be around 32.63, which would be this zone right here, okay? Then I will then join the market. My safety net or my stop will be down here, which will be kind of the low of today, or the consolidation level of today, which is this zone right here from what we can see, right? I wouldn't cover the low because it would just, that stop would be just too big and I wouldn't want that. But I will cover that area, right? And then I will see what it does. But at the same time, let me just go into a 4 hour and let's see what we can see on a 4 hour, what kind of vibe it gives, right? At the same time, due to the fact that we're having lower lows in this area right here, okay, I would be expecting to get a sell signal down here, right? So for the rest of today, we could have gold dance around this low value node area. We could have it just sitting in here, playing around, not closing above 32.77, but just staying in this zone right here, okay? And then let's say tomorrow comes along now. So tomorrow comes along and we get a close somewhere down here. I would be expecting silver to fly down even lower, right? So one or two things could happen. It could come to this lower node area right here. So that's the first thing that could happen. So let me just point that out to you. If I can just get this thing to work. So first, I would expect silver to come to this low value node over here, and as you can see, it did bounce off it. So it's coming to this low value node, it's bounced off it again, it's flown back down, it's now sitting between the two right now, okay? So as it stands, I don't have a clear direction as to where silver is going to go, but if I was to look at the fact that we have a lower low in regards to this whole move to the upside, okay, I would be looking for sells, and I'll be looking for sells under this level right here, which would be 32.33, right? So looking for so how it would basically go, it will be something along the lines of this. Looking for a buy, first signal given by market will be 32.77. This is when I start preparing myself to take long positions, right? I might FOMO in, I might not FOMO in. The sensible approach is to wait for a retest at the level of around 32.63. If we get that, then it's all good from that point. We ride it to the upside. Now, all of these conditions are based on, so the buys itself is based on the fact that we get a close above 32.77. Only at that level will I ever consider taking a buy. I will not be considering taking a buy at 32.63 because it doesn't really mean anything. It could just wick in and then wick back out again, right? The only time I will take, say, a position really close to the low value node area is with a sell. So we get a sell either dead on the point of control. So let me just zoom in so you can see what I mean by point of control. So this area right here, this dotted line that you're seeing in this area right here, this is the point of control for the volume profile, right? So all of this is the point of control. This area that we're looking in right now, this is the high value area, okay, right? Price had just broken through. It was on its way to the high value area, okay, but it's kind of just sitting in here right now. So chances are it's probably going to wick down before it pushes up again. So if you're looking for a scalp, this may work out for you. But like I was saying, to take a sell to the downside where basically my risk is a lot lower, right? I can put in a decent size stop in there, not a big one, but a respectable, which follows all the rules of saying that I've taken the most sensible approach possible to silver. Would be, I would wait for this level down here to close. Let me just rejig this, sorry. So I would wait for 32.35 or roundabouts. This level right here, I would want to close somewhere here, right, downwards. I will then join it, and I would then cover this area over here with my stop, right? And then I will then ride it to the downside, and I believe that has a high probability of working for me. So now with that said and done, where would I expect to put my stop? So my overall stop target for this move, if I was to get it, okay, would be somewhere here, right? Somewhere here is where I would be looking for my TP target. That is what I would want. But at the same time, I will be deploying a trailing stop. So as market pushes down, if it does push down, I will be dragging my trading stop at sensible locations and riding market downwards till we get to this level right here, right? Now, the thing that we need to bear in mind with this over move to the upside, as well as price coming all the way down, is this is going to be more of a swing trade, because this took a couple weeks to materialize, and I expect the price coming all the way down to this zone is also going to take a couple weeks and days to materialize as well. So you're going to have to factor that in. It's not going to be a hop in, hop out kind of situation. You might have to be in this for a little while. But once you're able to bring in a trailing stop and secure a decent amount of profit, I think you should be well enough comfortable with what is taking place. So now, with all of that said and done, we're now going to mark our areas of interest that we definitely want to keep an eye on for this week. So for that, I'm going to look for weekly lows and weekly highs set for us last week. So let me just look at where we are right now. So this is Monday, where we are right now. So we got Monday, and we are looking for, so this is Sunday. Okay, and we're looking for Monday. Cool. So this is what we're looking for right now. Okay, so this is what we have set up right now. And as you can see, once we lay this stuff out, hence why I go on so much about weekly lows and weekly highs, it really does help. It really does help. Like I say, it's not a bulletproof system. It's not like be all end all. Like once you know that, you're good with everything. No, there is still more work required. But bottom line is, it helps you out a great deal to actually be facing the right way when market is doing whatever market is doing. So we have weekly high set for us up here, and then we have the weekly low set for us down here. Okay, so the weekly low is actually sitting in a low value node area. So that is also very important to note, right? So as it stands right now, based on what I am looking at, okay, I am more bearish on silver for this week than I am bullish, right? Like I said, I'm waiting for these conditions to be met. So on the high side, the level that we are looking for to be taken out for us to consider taking buys, but my levels is a little bit lower than this one. That will be this one right here. Okay, so that would be a sensible one for you if all of this is just going over your head, right? The most likeliest one to be taken out, in my opinion, is the weekly low over here, which was set for us on Thursday. So if this level is taken out, I would be looking for sales. But however, my way of doing it, I'll be taking my sales from up here, supposing to down here. Okay, but however, if you want to be totally safe, well, you're never totally safe in the market, in all fairness, right? You're never totally safe. But if you want to be as cautious and or as sensible as possible, you would look for your sales down here, and you would look for your buys above this level over here. That's how you would do it. But how I would do it is, obviously, I'm trying to reduce risk and maximize profit. Hence why I have laid it out in the way that I have. So with that said and done, if you have found the content that I have shared with you right now useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, and I will see you all on the next one.